Guys, I will be doing an invisible part quick weave wig, and this video was requested by Lady Beautiful 1920. And the hair that I'm going to be using is called Bliss, and I have it in 2 inches. The first one is in a 10 inch and the second one is in an 8 inch. I'm going to use the 10 in the back and the 8 in the front. Now as far as the things that I have on my hair, only thing to have on my head is a plastic cap and a new stocking cap. And the purpose of the plastic cap is because I'll be able to take the unit off once I'm finished. And with this particular method, you can take it off and put it back on. Also, you can adjust the side of the part. So if I want to wear a middle part one day, I can switch it up and wear a side part. And what I'm going to do once I begin to lay the tracks, once I get to the front, I'm going to decide which way I want to put my part. And what I usually do is just take a brown eyeliner pencil and just draw where I want my part. But right now I'm not sure where I want it or how I want to do it. So I'm going to leave that part out until I get to about here. But I always start in the back, placing the tracks all the way at the end of the cap to get the true length of the hair. So if you want to get the true length of the hair, you always start at the very end of the cap. So I'm going to get started with that. And I always, well not always, but majority of the time, I split the tracks because it causes it from looking so bulky. But it all depends on the look that you're trying to achieve. So I'll come back once I start to place my tracks in the back. Okay, I already placed one track in the back. And I decided not to split them right now. I'm going to wait till I get to the top and then split them at the top. Because right now, it doesn't look really thick. The tracks are not really thick. So I'm going to continue to leave them intact. But once I get to the front, then I'll begin to split the tracks. So the only thing I do is just take it and measure it across my head. And I try not to place the tracks in the back very close together. I try to leave at least about 1 inch of space in between the tracks in the back, so it won't look kind of, too wiggish if you place the tracks really close to each other, especially in the back. Now once I get to the front, I want them to be kind of close, especially when I get ready to do the invisible part. But you want to make sure you don't use too much glue, because you don't want it to run over the tracks and then it'll look messy, and it'll start sticking to the other track that's on top of it. And I decided to use a new cap this time, just to give it more of a realistic look, so it'll look more like my scalp. But I am going to use a brown eyeliner pencil to fill in my part as well, because my scalp is not this light, so it'll help it look more realistic. But it all depends on what works for you. Also, some people use foundation or concealer to fill in the part. Once again, it all depends on what works for you. Sometimes using foundation or concealer can get on the hair and make the hair look kind of rusty. So you just want to be careful. So whatever method that you use, just make sure that it doesn't damage the hair or tarnish the hair in any kind of way. So I'm just going to take the track and just place it right across like that. And I'm just going to keep placing them, going across until I get to about right here. And then I'll come back. Okay, what I've done so far is just place the tracks going around from side to side. Now what I'm going to do as I begin to place the tracks, I'm just going to start to curve it a little bit. Instead of going straight across, I'm going to curve it up a little bit and place it around that way, so it can start forming like a C shape. Okay, now what I'm going to do now is split the tracks because I'm at the front. And once I split the track, I'm going to start placing the hair along the line where I want the visible part to be. So I'm just using the eyebrow archer. You can use an eyebrow archer or a razor and just cut it. You just want to take it and go right at the tip of the track and just gently cut it. And as you can see, it's already start to come apart. So I'm going to continue this process and I'll come back once the tracks is completely separated. Now what I've done is cut those individual pieces for the actual invisible part. So I'm just going to take a little bit of glue and put it right on the tips. And you don't want to put too much because you don't want the glue to run and smudge. Okay. And you want to put it as close to the end of the cap as possible and put it close to the line. And I'm going to take this one and put it right on top of the first track. And I'm going to continue filling it in until I get to the closure piece. Okay, now I finished the invisible part. Now I just have my closure. So what I'm going to do is just take a piece of hair and apply some glue and do the spider closure method. And you just want to use a little bit because you don't want it to be runny and you don't want the glue to show through the closure. So you just want to use a little bit. Okay, now that you have it in a complete circle and the glue is all filled in, you want to take it and flip it like this and just pull the hair downward until it looks like a little spider. Now once you pull all the hair out, you take your flat iron and you hold it in the middle and you press on it. You want to be careful not to burn yourself. And you get it nice and flat the way that you like it. Now if you want it kind of bulky, you would skip applying the heat and just take it and pull the hair out and then place it on your closure. But if you want it flat, you can use your flat iron to flatten it out so it'll fit completely into the circle. And then you take the glue, put a little bit of glue on it. And you just place it directly into the circle. And I like to apply some more heat on it. You can also add spritz, but that's totally optional. I try not to add too much products to my weave. And now you have a nice closure piece. This is the final look. I hope you enjoy and stay blessed. See you in my next video. Mwah.